Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Farming Valley. So we're picking back up not too long after last episode. And of course last episode we got power ran over to the tool shed. So we're going to be expanding on that and actually using some of that power today. And I was thinking, I think we're going to start with a crusher. Just so that we can start getting into ore doubling, because getting double output on iron and gold and stuff like that would be very beneficial to us. Because at the moment we're just smelting ores as they are and getting 1-for-1. So the opportunity to actually start doubling ores would be good. So I think we're going to start with the crusher, and then we might actually do the metal press too. Do a little bit of immersive engineering before we move into forestry. We might get into forestry today, we'll see. Or back into forestry. Yeah, or into forestry. We haven't actually started it. So let's go ahead and start with the, let's see, the heavy machinery, the metal press, and the crusher. Okay, now the crusher is going to take a lot of things. Steel scaffolding, redstone engineering block, light engineering block, steel fences, and hoppers. So let's take a look at the steel scaffolding. I believe we can just craft this. Yes, steel ingots, steel rods, these are craftable, and there's no benefit there's never any benefit, I don't feel like, to using the metal press. Unless you're just wanting to make 2 at a time, but 4 at a time, make it in bulk, that's fine. So let me go grab our steel that we've got. And we do have some more steel being made up, which we'll probably end up needing by the end of the episode, I imagine. Yeah, because we've only got 21 steel presently. But that's okay. Alright, so we need 10 steel scaffolding. And this crafts 6 at a time, so 2 crafts of this. So let's go ahead and get ourselves 2 crafts of that. And then there is our 12 steel scaffolding. Easy enough. And then we're going to need redstone engineering block. This is bought at the blacksmith. Okay. I imagine some of this stuff is going to be purchased. So we might run out of money. I don't know for sure. Because we're not sitting all that great on money at the moment. So we'll see. And he's actually got a tool. Yeah. A silver sickle. There we go. And I would like to buy a redstone engineering block, 2,500 for that. It's not terrible. And then we're going to need light engineering blocks, steel fences, and hoppers. Light engineering blocks. Are those bought? No, they're crafted. Okay. And that's just going to be... But we do have to buy the iron mechanical components. Okay. So let's go purchase some iron mechanical components from the general store. And those are 2 for 2. We're going to need 10, and then I think we're going to need, what, 1, I want to say, for the metal press? I believe it is. So we're going to try for 12, if we can afford it. Iron mechanical components are 500 each. So, there's 10. We'll stick with 10 for now. I only have 1,000 gold. Only 1,000 gold to my name, and I have to buy copper, too. I can't remember. I don't think I bought a bunch of copper, did I? We're probably not going to have enough to pull this off at the moment. I don't think so. I don't think we will. Let's see. Okay, I've got 26 copper. That'll be fine. And then I'm going to need a bit of iron, which I've got that. And then, honestly, the hoppers and the steel fences... Oh, I never locked that in, did I? I may actually have to... Did we made a key. Yeah, we made a key because everything appears locked. Gotta figure out where I put it. Right here. Okay. Then I'm gonna dump this key into here. Okay, so light engineering blocks. There's 6 of them. And we're out of iron. Okay. I was holding out on smelting any more iron because I was hoping that we'd have everything that we needed to get this knocked out so that we had the ore doubling. I'm gonna go ahead and smelt up like a half stack. That'll be fine. We don't quite need that much, but, well, no, you know what? Because we have to make all those hoppers and stuff. We might actually need that many. Probably more. I don't know. Okay, these actually still have. I think I restocked most of these before, so. So that's running, and then we're going to need, what is it? 8 steel fences? Yeah, 8 steel fences that we're going to need, and then we're going to need a bunch of hoppers. So... 9 hoppers? Yeah, we're not going to have enough iron. I'm gonna go ahead and get some more iron smelting. We are not going to have enough for this. And these have started coming in. I'm going to go ahead and grab this. So at least we can finish the light engineering blocks. So there is 10 of those. Steel scaffolding, redstone engineering blocks. The steel fences, these are just rods and ingots. And how many did we need of those? We needed 8 steel fences. So there's 6 of them. Oops. And I need a little bit more steel, but we do have that steel smelting up, so that's not a problem. It's actually nighttime. I do have to run over and take care of the animals in just a minute. But I'll get that in just... Actually, I'll get it along the way real quick. So at least that's a little bit of money that'll come in tomorrow. So we can have some stuff to make the metal presses. Or the metal press. Eventually we'll have more than one once we start getting into automation with refined storage. But that's a little bit off. A little bit ways off. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and place this stuff down. So we're going to do the light engineering blocks like that. And then we're going to have, on the bottom, we'll have light engineering blocks right there. And we'll have our steel scaffolding that kind of runs around. And I think it's another layer of that. Like so. And then we'll have our redstone engineering block, our light engineering block, and then one more light engineering block right there. And then we just need our steel fences that are just about done. So 8 of these. Pop, 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 and pop. Okay. And then we just need the hoppers. So I'm going to have to go get... how many hoppers was it? 9, right? Yeah, 9 hoppers. Okay. So I'm going to need a few chests and then just more iron, which we've got that smelting up. Well, we'll go ahead and do redwood, oak chest, and then oak chest. So there's 9 of those. And honestly, getting this hopper is going to be super helpful. It's going to be super helpful. Or not the hopper, but the crusher is going to help us out a lot. Because being able to double our materials coming in is going to be nice. It's going to be very, very nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our hoppers. There we go. There's 9 of those, and we are all set. Now, I'm also going to need to be able to plug up the power to this, so I'm going to have to get... Let's see, we're going to want to get... I'm just going to go ahead and take all this stuff. LV wire connectors and relays. We'll go ahead and snag all of that. Let's go ahead and get one more chest. And we'll need some other stuff, because I'm going to have to do an input. The way this is set up, I've actually got it set up so that everything's kind of set behind that divider. So I'm going to want a way that we can easily input into this. So we'll set that up in just a moment, but we'll get the actual crusher set up first. So hoppers along the top. There we go. And then just right click the front of it. Pow. There's our crusher. And so then if we take LV wire connector, we'll put that down right there. And let me actually grab this. And I'm going to go ahead and break this piece of oak wood. Okay. Just so that we can get up here, it'd be a little bit easier. I don't know, will this reach? No, the connection is obstructed. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a relay right here. We'll just run that over and then run it like that. Okay, so this, you can see up at the top, it's building up on power from our water wheels. And then I'm going to go ahead and I will have to run power out of this little area, but I'm going to go ahead and put that piece of oak wood back for right now. Alright, and then this right here is an output. So we're going to put the chest setting right there. Then eventually we'll just have it output straight into our refined storage system. Long term, but for now, right now that'll work. And then for inputting into the system, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have... I'll tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and sleep because it's getting late. And let me go check on the farm real quick. Of course, I don't think anything's grown yet. It's going to be a little bit longer before we actually start getting any income, but it shouldn't be too much longer. Most of these crops that we have planted are decently short duration, so. Okay, everything's taken care of. Go ahead and dump this in here. By the way, this... oh, it's actually filled now. I was meaning to show you guys this. We're going to go ahead and empty this out. And honestly, like these leather boots, I don't think I can actually, unless they're fully repaired, I don't think I can turn them into leather. I cannot. Just gotta throw those on the ground. Hopefully let them despawn. Okay. Because we don't need that leather, those leather boots and stuff. Which we don't have, oh, we do have trash bins from DecoCraft. And those trash bins we can dump stuff. We can trash stuff through them, if I recall correctly. Okay, so we've got fish. Yeah. So let's see. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go with just some hoppers. And let's go ahead and grab some of our resources here, like the iron and the gold. Yeah. Because really the only conduits we do have conveyors. Conveyors are a little bit cumbersome when trying to set anything up like in tight corridors like this. So I think for right now, we're going to go with hoppers. Long term, this will all be automated, so we'll have it connected to our refined storage system. But for right now, what we're going to do, let's go ahead and make ourselves just a few of these hoppers. And I'm going to go ahead and make 4. I don't think we're going to need that many, but we'll need them later, so it's not really a big issue if we do make extra. And then let me break this off. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a hopper that feeds directly into the center of this, if I can get it. I tell you what we're going to do. Let's break off a piece of this. That way I can put a hopper right there. Because it's not wanting to let me put one there right now. Then we'll put that back and then rebuild it. It's going to have to fill back up with power. But that's not really a concern. We have plenty of power being generated and it's all passive. So hopper feeding directly into the center of this. And then what we'll do is we'll have a hopper sitting there. And then I tell you what. We'll actually use all of these hoppers. And we're going to have a hopper setting right there. Keep in mind this is all just kind of temporary, but that way we can just dump stuff into this hopper and it's going to feed into our crusher. And that'll be that for the time being. So what we can do is we can take and dump all of our iron, our gold, and it's going to start running. And we're starting to get iron grit out of this. Which then the iron grit we can take and we can smelt it. And then later on we're going to get ourselves an arc furnace, which is like a super powered smelter. And we can smelt iron and stuff through that. And it's way faster. It's way faster because it can smelt, you know, multiple batches at once. So, but we are now ore doubling. So iron ore into 2 iron grit. So, okay, so that's set up and that's running. We've got ore doubling. I would like to get an arc furnace, but I don't think we're going to get it right now just because it's so expensive. It is fairly expensive to set up. You notice right there, it takes a ton of stuff. And on the plus side, we're getting byproducts. Like with iron, we can get nickel, which normally nickel, we would have to purchase it at the blacksmith, but now we can actually get it from our crushing. That's good, and that means we can start making, well, we can make byproducts, because we have to crush up the nickel to produce Constantan. Normally, well, you can do it with a hammer, but I don't believe you can actually get nickel ore from the blacksmith. I don't think. So, but anyways, that's going to run for a bit, and then I would like to go ahead and get, because we're going to need plates and we're going to need gears and stuff like that moving forward, so I would like to get a metal press. So let's go ahead. It's 2 steel scaffolding. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to have the metal press set up. Let's see. I know we're going to want metal presses for plates and gears, casings, and wires long term. Because I am going to want to get a revolver. I think we're going to use ranged weapons a lot in this series for later on, for combat and stuff like that. I don't think we'll have all of the metal presses set up in this room necessarily. I think we'll just have one, and then we'll switch out the plates. Then long term, whenever we automate, a lot of our automation is going to be in a separate place. This is going to be for manual work for the most part. So I think what we'll do is we're going to have our metal presses set up. See, I think I want over here to be machines, like forestry machines. So I think we'll have the metal presses sit over here, and this side of the room is going to be more immersive engineering. We will have an arc furnace, but it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to set in like a little furnace basement, I think, is what I'm going to do. But we'll see. So I think what we'll do is we'll have the metal press setting right in here. Because this is going to be kind of like a machine shop. There should be machines and stuff out. So we'll do that. We're going to need to get ourselves a couple conveyors, a piston, a heavy engineering block, and a redstone engineering block. So let's go ahead and pull this up. The conveyor belts, I think we've got the leather, I think, to do this. If not, it's easy enough I can go out and get it, but I think we've probably got the leather around here. No, we only have one piece of leather. My bad. So I've got to go get some leather, and I'm probably just going to kill this horse that's sitting over here, I think. Not one of ours, but this one right here. And there we go. 3 leather. Okay. That works. And we are going to need more iron. So let me go grab that iron grit that we've got over here, and we're going to get some of that stuff smelting up. We're going to have plenty of iron now. Honestly, I might put some furnaces into this room, but I think I may just wait until we get the arc furnace. Yeah, look at all this. It's still producing, too. Oh, it's going to be so good. Okay, we can get our conveyor now. There we go. And then we're also going to need a piston. So let me grab another one of these. And we're going to need some wood. Cobble, which I've just got that in there. I need to upgrade the storage, but I'm waiting until... Because we have to buy the drawer upgrades. We have to buy those through the general store, like the bases. And so I've been holding out on upgrading until I get the money to actually afford to upgrade. I think they're only like 500 a piece, but as you can tell, I mean, I'm not setting good on money at the moment. We were, but now we're not. Now we're not really setting all that great. Okay, and then we just need the heavy engineering block. This is steel mechanical component, which is a bunch of steel around an iron mechanical component, and then 2 more pistons, and then we need electrum as well. Which, that's fine. We can pull that off. Let me get stuff to make a couple more pistons, and we're going to get some cobble. We'll be able to get most of this stuff knocked out today, and then I'm going to have to pick up the redstone engineering block and the iron mechanical components that we need. I'm going to have to pick those up tomorrow. Alright, so we've got our pistons that we need. Let me go take care of the animals real quick, and then I'm probably going to sleep. It's going to be a Wednesday. Everything should be open. Well, we do have an Enderman over here. So I will definitely... Oh, there we go. Oh, I got an ender pearl and 2 pieces of grass. That's awesome. Okay, well that's gonna help a little bit. We still need so many ender pearls, like so many. We do have the XP though. I may enchant a sword here in just a minute, because we do have the means to do that. Well, actually, this got a Power 4 and a Wrecking 4, Respiration 3 enchanted book, as well as some leather and a water bottle. I'm going to grab all that stuff. Yeah, I'll tell you what, first up, let's go ahead and make a... Let me get some lapis here, like 3 pieces of that. I'm going to go ahead and make a sword. I'm going to try for looting. I think looting is like the biggest priority at the moment. Resources, I'm not really hurting on any of those. So I would like to get a sword with looting, like looting 3 on it would be great. If we could pull that off. So we'll enchant that in just a moment. Alright, but the store should be open, so I'm going to swing by and I'm going to grab the engineering block that we need and the iron mechanical components that we need. And we are going to have to get some electrum as well. So, let's see. Redstone engineering block, there's that. That's the biggest cost. And then we are going to have to do some electrum. So let's get ourselves just a silver ingot. I think is going to be the route that we have to take for this. Well, he sells bronze, but I don't see... Yeah, I don't see any electrum. I think electrum we're going to have to actually craft, which is fine. It's not... We've got everything in place that we can craft electrum. And it should just be 1 piece. Yeah, and then a bunch of steel. Like a whole bunch of steel. Okay. And then, let me see. We need, what, 2 iron mechanical components? But she's not open today. She is not open on Wednesdays. Of course not. So we're not going to be able to actually get the entire metal press set up until tomorrow. Awesome. That's what I was hoping for. Okay. Well, anyways, let's actually go ahead and enchant this sword so that I don't waste any XP that we get, or any more XP that we get. So that, Bane of Arthropods. It's like the worst possible enchant that we could get. I'm going to go make a pick real quick, because I'm also looking for fortune, so I want to see if I had a pick, what it would get. I usually like to keep like test equipment over here, or over there, when I'm dealing with vanilla enchanting in 1.10. Because you can't, like, it is what it is. Eventually, after a while, it will change on its own, but at that time, like, the enchantment is a set enchantment across different tools. So if we say there was like Fortune 3 on a pick, if we enchanted that, then it would reset the sword one. So I'd like to see what options I have here, because I'm trying to enchant a good sword, a good pick. We're also going to have to do maybe a good bow, but I think we'll probably move into revolvers before we take on the Ender Dragon. Oh, Fortune 3, look at that. Look at that. That is good. That makes me happy. Actually, you know what? We could probably enchant this with Fortune 3. I wish I had the money to buy another one. No, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'd actually rather have, I think, Silk Touch on a Mattock anyway. We'll do Fortune 3 on this pick. Yeah, I think that would be better. So, pow, Fortune 3 pick. So we do have one now. We have a Fortune 3 and a Silk Touch pick. Now, they could use some more stuff on them, but that's okay. And this, we've got Sharpness 3. I would actually try that one if I had the XP for it. Because Sharpness 3, Looting 3, if we got lucky and got Looting 3 on it as well, that wouldn't be too bad. But we do have that thing running now, the fishing thing, and I'm going to buy more of those when I have the money to do so, because those can pull up enchanted books as well. So we'll go ahead and drop a silver ingot, our silver ingot, into here, and it's going to produce 1 silver grit, and we can go ahead and take that with a gold grit, combine those together, and we get 2 electrum grit. So then all we have to do is smelt that, and we'll have some electrum. And then redstone engineering block right there. We're going to put our piston down right there. And we'll go ahead and rotate this thing so it faces down. And then our conveyor belts right there. Right there. We got the Road to Nowhere achievement. Okay. That is good. And then I would also like to... Honestly, I think I want to make some more steel scaffolding just for looks. And I think I've got plenty of steel now. Yeah, we've got quite a bit here. Steel scaffolding. There we go. We'll eventually use it for something, I'm sure. And I want to set another conveyor belt there. Just leading into that one. And then I also want a dropping conveyor, which is iron trapdoor with a conveyor belt. So like that. And then we're going to need to get ourselves a couple things. I'm going to get a couple chests, and we're going to make a hopper and a chest. And of course, we set this up not too long ago on All the Mods Expert, and we're pretty much doing the same setup for our metal press with this. So, but I want to go ahead and get... Actually, I need to go get this electrum smelting up. I guess it's not that big of a rush because I can't use it until tomorrow, so... But we'll go ahead and get it cooking up. And I'll come back in just a second and grab that. Alright, so give me 2 chests. And one of these... Actually, I'm going to need 2 hoppers. And then 1 chest. For what I want to do. So we'll do that. We will be using conveyors a lot down the road. Because I want to do like a little bottling factory type area. It's going to come into play with our automation stuff, which we'll get into later once we start getting into refined storage, which is a little ways off. Not too far at this point, but it is a little ways off. But we're going to put our chest right there. We're going to put our hopper right there feeding into that chest, and then we'll just put our dropping conveyor right here. And it kind of goes over the hopper. And then what we'll do is on this side, we'll just put a hopper feeding into that conveyor belt. So we've got our little machine set up. We're about to craft it once the next day hits, but we can walk around and get to our blast furnace, our coke oven. We've got our crusher. Then over here we'll have our forestry stuff. And then we'll have access to a level that has the arc furnace in it, just for our smelting purposes. It's just such a big multi-block that's hard to like stick it into that tool shed reasonably. So, and then the stuff for like Psi, which I figure we'll get into Psi just because it's in the pack. I mean, this pack doesn't have like a ton of mods. Normally Psi is one of those mods I'm kind of like, like it's not really all that useful in most packs. We'll have some uses for it in this pack though, I will say, because this pack isn't like super crazy over the top, lots of mods kind of thing. So we will have some uses for that within this series. So let me check on the animals, and then I'm going to sleep. And then we'll get into the next day, which is when we can actually finish up the metal press. So I will be back in just a moment. And our sweet potatoes came in today, which is good news because, I mean, I'm hurting for money, and I'm at the point now where I'm actually starting to buy some things. And so actually pulling in some money would be nice at this point. And really, now that we're here, it means crops are probably going to start coming in about every day. So we should be good. And plus these sweet potatoes, these we don't have to replant. So they'll be back in like a couple days. If I recall correctly, these are fairly quick. They are kind of hard to harvest because they're so low to the ground. I find they're a little bit easier to harvest on the bicycle. They're still kind of a pain though because it keeps like pinging the ones that I've already harvested. So they're not actually getting harvested a lot of times. That means tomorrow we'll have some money, which will be good. Because I am painfully hurting for gold right now. Oh, and our spinach is in too. Looks like. I don't think this is in, right? No, that's eggplant. Okay. Spinach is in, so that's quite a bit more money. I will have to replant these, but I've got seeds right here. Okay. We are all sorted now. And, okay, my bicycle's way over here. So tomorrow we should be sitting pretty good on money. Like, pretty decent. Back to reasonable amounts anyways. Alright, so let's go get our 2 iron mechanical components. 2 of those. And then we should be all set to get this crafted. So, heavy engineering block, steel mechanical components, we're going to need 2 of these. And then the heavy engineering block, there we go, 2 of those. So as you can tell, I mean, it's going to be expensive to build that arc furnace, because we're going to need a lot of heavy engineering blocks for that. But, I mean, most of the time, we're good on money, and that wouldn't be an issue. It's just right now, we just spent a lot, like the last few episodes, so that's okay, though. But there's a lot of things like hearts and stuff like that we'll never have to buy again. So, I mean, there is that. Alright, so let's go ahead and right-click on the piston. There is our metal press. So that part's done, and then we're going to have to plug this thing up with power, which it looks like I did dump my power stuff. So let me go grab that real quick. And then we're also going to have to make a press for this, which I think for right now I'm going to start with the plate press, or let me see, let me look at the forestry stuff. Because this is all towards making our forestry stuff a little bit cheaper. See, starting casings, we're going to have to buy those, but like the bronze gears, that's 4 bronze. It would take copper if we didn't use the metal press. So that's what we're trying to do. Let me go grab some bronze, because I want to grab some before the blacksmith shuts down. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to go with a... oh, he's not open today, is he? No, he's not open today. Of course not. Well, that's fine. I can do like a copper. There is copper ones that we're going to need, right? Yeah, like the moistener requires copper gears. The greenhouse butterfly hatch. The peat-fired engine, which is something that we're definitely going to be needing. Those take copper gears. So we're going to start with the copper ones, and then we'll need plates, but that'll be mainly for, I think, immersive engineering. I don't think we need a lot of plates for forestry. So, but what we're going to have to do is we are going to have to make a... Well, actually, I'll tell you what. Because to make the presses, we are going to have to make plates for that. So steel plates plus any kind of plate makes the plate presses. So yeah, we'll start with a plate press first. So let's get 4 iron. Actually, I don't need 4 iron. I don't know what I'm thinking. I just need 1 piece of iron. And then where's my engineer's hammer? We can crush these down into plates with the hammer, but it does take durability. So we're going to go ahead and press out this first one, and then we'll make our plate press. Metal press mold plate. Okay. And then it'll be easier to make future presses, which we're going to make a plate press in just a moment. But that way we've already got the plate press out of the way. Or we're going to make a gear press in just a second. So what we'll do is we'll take our plate press and just right click it onto there. So that's set up. And then we'll take our LV wire connector. And I want to put this on the top. There we go. LV wire connector onto the top of that, and then we just have to plug this up, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to set a relay like right here, I think. This relay is going to connect up, get my climbing gloves. It's going to connect right over to that, and then what we'll do is we'll have this kind of run power out to there. Okay, so it's still like, it still goes above our head, so we're not going to get electrocuted. Which, there's not really electrocution, but just for roleplay sake. And then what we can do is we can take, and I want to make a gear press. So we'll just drop our steel into the hopper. Oh, I've got my ring of magnetism on. Once we get a little bit farther in Britannia, we can fix that, though, so that's not an issue. But anyways, it's going to start pressing these down and making our plates for us. There we go. And they would get deposited in the chest. I'm standing here and they're getting picked up, but that's fine. Okay. And then what we can do is let's need to actually work on putting crafting tables and tool storage and seed storage and stuff like that into this room. Then we can craft ourselves a copper gear. And we'll just go ahead. I don't think there's like an iron gear or something that would be cheaper. No, it's like bronze, copper, tin, I think are the main ones for this pack. So that's fine. Metal press, mold, gear. There we go. And then we can just switch these out as we desire. And I'm just going to store the press molds into there. And then if we were to take, like last time it took us 5 copper to make a gear. Now we can run just 4 copper, and there we go. There's a new copper gear, which I don't mind making that because we're going to need it before long anyways. So there we go. And that just saves us some resources, you know, as we move into forestry because we are going to need that stuff. And then there's still 2 other ones. The rod one I'm not as worried about. If we come into an issue where we want to make the rod one, it's not a big deal to make that. But as of right now, I don't really have any driving need for the rod. But we will be making the bullet casing and the wire one a little bit later on. Well, I don't know. Let me check, actually. Let's see. This is used to make copper wire, electrum wire, aluminum wire, and steel wire. Copper wire has no use. Electrum wire has no use. Aluminum wire, redstone wire coil would be about the only use for that. So we might eventually make that. We'll see. Because you get a lot more output doing it like that instead of doing the plate with the shears method. And then there's the steel wire. Okay, that's used to make razor wire, steel cable coil. We'll probably be using both of those a bit later on. So we will definitely make steel wire, for sure. Or we'll definitely make the press mold for wire at some point. But anyways, I know it's about wrapping up point for this episode. Next episode, what time is it? 2023. Next episode, we'll have a little bit more money. We're going to start getting into forestry. Okay, because we're going to have to, one reason we couldn't really get into forestry today anyways, I had to wait for that money to kind of start building up so that we could buy those machine casings. So, but now we'll be setting at a point where we can actually buy those. We can start making our forestry machines, start getting into forestry. That means we can start getting into bees, bee breeding, and all that good stuff. And then steadily moving towards our peat-fired power setup that I'm planning on doing. So, good stuff. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the episode, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay up to date with when new videos come out. Between episodes, I am probably going to spend about a day crafting just some basic stuff for our tool room. I want to get some tool storage and seed storage, stuff like that put in. I may do that off camera. I may do it briefly on camera. I'm not for sure. If I do anything really elaborate, I'll do it on camera. But yeah, next episode, forestry. So we'll continue working on our tool building and kind of sprucing this place up a little bit. So anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys then.